Hello everyone, this is Maritime Studies channel and I am Captain Omid. As you can understand from the name of the channel, in this channel I am trying to talk about different maritime studies subjects. And this is my first video, and for the first video I have decided to talk about the sources of the maritime conventions, which you can see the books, famous books there. Why I have decided to talk about the sources of the maritime conventions for the first video? Why? I have decided for the next video to talk about the details of the convention, sentence by sentence, regulation by regulation. What I want to do, what is my goal, what is my aim? I want to simplify these definitions, these rules and regulations for you. This is the thing I want to do. So before starting the details of the conventions, I was thinking better we know from where these conventions coming, what is the source of these conventions, and how they are going to be implemented in the national legislations and international laws. So, sources of the maritime law. The first source, international law. What is the international law? Remember these wordings. What am I telling? International law is a system of law. International law is a system of law regulating relations between the nations. Why I emphasize on these wordings? Because I know that you will need it to all these wordings and phrases in the next times. So remember, international law is a mechanism, is a system of law regulating the relations between the sovereign states. The second one, which I like to emphasize more on that, is customary law. What is the customary law? From this phrase, just look at this phrase, customary law. These are customs. These are practices. Let me tell you, these are pattern of behaviors in a particular location, accepted as law, written or not written. Also can be unwritten regulations, but accepted as law. Remember, customary laws are very important. They are mother of all these conventions. They are mother of big conventions. All these conventions coming from customary laws. And what are the customary laws? Even some of them are not written regulations. That's why they are very important. I want one more time repeat. Customary laws these are customs, practices accepted as law in a particular location. Okay. And the third one is treaties. The third sources of the maritime law is treaties. What is the treaties? Promises. I want to define like this. Treaties are international agreements. This is the most simplest definition I can tell you guys. Treaties are international agreements. Written international agreements. They are between two states, so we are calling bilateral treaty. They are between number of states. We are calling multilateral treaties. Why I'm telling like that? Bilateral, multilateral. Why I'm telling like that? Because I want to give you one definition about convention. What is the convention? How we can define a convention? What is convention? What does it mean? Convention is a multilateral treaty. So now you know what is the convention. Convention is an international agreement between some states. So I'm telling convention means a multilateral treaty. I want to simplify the materials, details, and rules and regulation. This is the thing I want to do in this channel. So now we go through the text, which I have summarized all these details. Also remember, the text which I'm talking about, you can find in my Telegram channel, which I have put the address below the video. Okay, go to the text, and one more time, within 1 minute, less than 1 minute, we talk about these three things inside the text. Okay, guys, I told you that international sources of the maritime law in international law. You see, these are, as I told you, these are maritime law, customary law, and the treaties. About the international law, I told you that this is system of law. Let me make it red. Customary law is the practice. They are derives from the practices followed continuously in a particular location by particular state, such that the practice becomes accepted as part of the law in that location or of those states. So it means accepted as law. Practices accepted as law. Okay. And the treaties, I told you that they are the international agreements between two states means bilateral treaty, between number of states means multilateral treaties. From here I defined for you what is the convention. Convention is a multilateral treaty. Okay, now let me talk about the procedures for the ratification of the conventions. There are three very famous and known procedures for the ratification of the conventions. I have simplified for you like this. Procedure number one is signature allowed. What is the signature allowed? Signature allowed means the delegate of your state. Who is the delegate? Delegate is a representative of your state in United Nations. It means the delegate of your state will sign the convention, and by his or her signature, your state will be bound to implement the details and these rules and regulation, and also bringing all these details and rules and regulation in national law and provision. So by delegate signature, your state will be bound to implement these rules and regulations fully. And the second procedure is signature, but this time is not allowed. This time is signature subject to ratification, acceptance, approval. What does it mean? What is the difference between this one and the first one? In this procedure, your delegate will sign the convention also, but this time there is some conditions. He will sign, but he will say like that I will take the text of the conventions to my national legislation system in my state, in my country, and we will discuss about the detail of these rules and regulation, and wholly or partly we will bring it inside our national law and provision. Okay. And the third one is accession. Just remember, after adoption of convention, for a defined period of time, usually 12 months, this convention will be open for the signature as per the procedure 1 and 2. After completing this period of time, for example 12 months, it will be still open, but not for signature, but for accession. What is accession? Accession means that you as a non-party state, still you can be a party to the states, party to the convention. You as a non-party state, still you can be a party to the convention. How? Same as procedure number 2. You will take the text to your national legislation system as a delegate. You will take it to the national legislation system. You will discuss and you will bring it inside of your national law and provision. That is finished, but something I want to add. Remember, for the procedure, second procedure and the third procedure means signature subject to ratification and accession. Your delegate must give one written instrument to the Secretary General, or better I tell you, to the depository of IMO, that usually is Secretary General. And this is very important things that must to be done, otherwise your signature will not accepted for signature subject to ratification, and also for you cannot use the accession procedure. So the condition for the second and the third procedure is to presenting a written instrument to depository of IMO or Secretary General. What is this written instrument? This is a written instrument you can find also samples of written instruments in the internet, but just I want to tell you that is simply delegate will write that I, as a delegate of this state, I will oblige to take this text and bring it all inside my national legislation system, and finally bring into national law and provision, something like that. Okay, let's come back to the text. What I told you, maybe something remain. Let's talk about it and continue to talk about this three procedure inside the text. Okay. Okay, guys. I told you I was here. Okay, I'm reading from here. Once the conference has formally adopted the treaty, it will be open for a signature by a state, often for 12 months, after which it will remain open for accession. I told you this one. Also, the procedure signature allowed with reservation, signature subject to ratification, acceptance, and approval. It means that with reservation, accession. Here also I told you, okay, better you know that from this three procedure, definitely by common sense also you can understand that the second one is the thing that the most of the states like to use this one for the ratification. Read it here, I have highlighted for you. Many states choose the subject to ratification option since it gives them the chance to enact national legislation to give legal effect to the treaties provisions before entering into treaty commitments. So it is very clear that by this procedure you will have a more wide deciding range. Okay, you will take the text to your national legislation, you will talk about it, more or less, okay, you can add, or more or less you can bring it to your national legislation and national law and provision. And finally, I can tell you here about the accession. Already I told you, you as a non-party state, you can come and be a party to a treaty, party to the convention, by using the accession after finishing the time in the window period, usually 12 months. Okay, more or less you can read it. Please read this text. Okay, thank you everybody for watching me. We finished the first video regarding the sources of the maritime law. I put the text in my Telegram channel. Please join my Telegram channel also. You can take the text, it is useful for you. Also, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell to see my newest video, which I will try to make each week as far as I'm not on board. But anyway, when I go on board also, I will try to make at least once video per week and talking about the maritime subjects, different subjects.